What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network. Today, fellas, I want to talk to you about one of the most destructive pieces of shaming language that exists. The classic, who hurt you? What does it mean? Why is it used? What's trying to be accomplished? A simple analysis of who hurt you, directed at a man or a young man, out of a woman's mouth, or even worse, out of the mouth of a male effeminist, is actually trying to accomplish two things. Number one, it's an extraordinarily destructive, vindictive, merciless attempt to tell a man who's gone through trauma that he need not learn the lessons from said trauma, that he should open himself up to further mistreatment consistently, that he should put himself in a position where people who mean him no good are constantly given access to him and allowed behind his emotional walls. The walls that we all have and we all should have to protect ourselves from those with malicious intent. Those who intend to use us as merchandise. When someone tells a man who's been through or perhaps a series of catastrophic life events, who hurt you? What they're actually saying, in a societally acceptable term or form, if you will, is it doesn't matter about your heartbreak. It doesn't matter about the usury you found yourself on the receiving end of. It does not matter that you gave and got nothing in return. Your goal, your task as a disposable utility item, like a tube of toothpaste or a roll of toilet tissue, your role as a disposable utility item in this society is to continue to be used until there's nothing left. The second part of it is to young men who, and on a side note, it's no accident that as society continues to degrade here in the West, as Western women continue to become lower and lower in quality for the attributes that we as men and the young men who one day become grown men are looking for, as less and less Western women have these attributes in any discernible amount, it's no accident that more and more young men have decided to go their own way. It's not that they have so much life experience that they are slamming on brakes and going in a different direction. It's not even that these guys are switching teams to the alphabet mafia. No, these men are very heterosexual. These men, these young men, these teenage boys are very straight. They love women, their form, their features. They love women, at the very least in theory. The problem is, what they have to choose from is damn near worthless to them in terms of their behavior, in terms of their mindset, in terms of their goal structure. So many young men who haven't been through the ringer watch their dad be put through the paces. They watch their uncles and their guy cousins who are older than them go through bad breakups, property damage, false allegations. They've seen their friend's dad get hung out to dry, and then have the mom, after she squeezed dad like an orange for all the juice that was contained therein in divorce court, pack up his best friend and perhaps that best friend's siblings and move them away to another state or 2 or 3 states over to make it more difficult for their father to see him. So now this young man in this example has lost his best friend. Maybe they can keep in contact over the internet. Maybe they play Call of Duty together and they can continue to correspond that way. Thank God 21st century technology has allowed that to be an option. But before that was available or possible, Your best friend just became your pen pal, all because of his mother's greed. Probably chasing Tyrone or Chad a couple states over. Fellas, we as men have the ability to perform a cost-benefit analysis in everything that we do. We can look at a thing and decide for ourselves when we're using our logical brain as opposed to our emotional brain and say, okay, this item right here is what I want. In order for me to get it, it's going to cost me this amount of money. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. He used an acronym called MEAT. M equals money, E equals energy, A equals attention, and T equals time. And those are the four currencies a man has to offer into everything he decides is important. And for a lot of young men who are asked the nonsensical question of who hurt you, as to why you won't allow yourself to be used by the Matrix, as to why you won't allow yourself to go into the 21st century Western dating market knowing full well there's literally nothing of value contained therein for you to build a future with. Knowing full well a 10-minute search on TikTok, a 10-minute search on YouTube, Instagram, and you'll find out that most of the women who you are physically attracted to are morally reprehensible. At best, they're good for target practice for Chad and Tyrone, Pookie and Ray Ray. But these women are not wife material and have no intention to be. They want to be modern Western women and thus entirely useless to the modern Western man. Because the difference is, while they want to be as modern and as effeminist as they want to be, they want 100% of the privileges of being a man and not a single one of the responsibilities. Simultaneously, they expect you, a 21st century man, to behave exactly the way your great-great-great-grandfather did back in the middle 1800s. To me, logically, reasonably, sounds like a bad deal. And my advice on this channel is to always tell young men and old men alike to boycott the bad deal. To walk away from the bargaining table when the bargain does not benefit you in any way. For some men, it's as simple as throwing their peace signs up and saying, you know what? Thank you, but no thank you. I'll be at the airport. And good luck to you. And may God have mercy on your souls. For other men, they're staying put. But they decided to go their own way. They decided that tapping out of the dating market entirely is the best move for their financial stability as well as their mental health. They can't go through another bad breakup. They can't go through feeding into a woman the exact same way and with the exact same results of pouring water into a bucket that has a hole in the bottom. Men are incentive-based creatures. And if you don't make our expenditures make sense to us, the expenditures of our meat, then we simply decide to expend that energy, that money, that attention, and that time elsewhere where it can be valued. Whether that's on our own endeavors, on our own hobbies and goals, or if it's on a woman on the other side of the planet who's been raised to be a wife, at the very least, a useful girlfriend. Keep your heads up, fellas. And the next time somebody disrespects you by asking who hurt you, look them in their face and remind them that they don't want an actual answer. They want justification to continue doing what they're doing, speaking how they speak, and thinking how they think. And that's your cue to never deal with that person ever again without placing a 10-foot pole in between you. With that said, that's my time. Like the video, comment down below. Share the video with a friend and subscribe to the channel. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Network as we working. Till next time.